I want to talk to you today about what I saw with my own eyes and wished I wouldn't in the Federal Bureau of Prisons. In August of 2020, I pled guilty to 1 count of wire fraud, and in June of 2021, I was sentenced to federal prison. I served almost 40 months in 5 different institutions of the Federal Bureau of Prisons, and what I witnessed, I want to share with you in the hopes that there can be oversight. What I witnessed, I continually reported to the United States Department of Justice, to the United States Attorney General's office. I have all their addresses memorized, to the Office of Internal Affairs, to FBI offices, to senators, to the Senate Judiciary Committee. There is no oversight of the Federal Bureau of Prisons, and without oversight, American taxpayer dollars are being just corruptly handled and mismanaged. I witnessed it. I listened to officers talk about the embezzlement and the corruption. I watched rape. I watched abuse. I watched beatings, horrific beatings. And interestingly enough, I reported in another video, when you report a correctional officer has raped or beaten you, or there's injustice, or you report this embezzlement, which I did, you're placed in the prison within the prison, which is called the SHU, Special Housing Unit. The prison within the prison, people cannot hear you scream. You don't have access to medical care. You are not provided for, and during the investigation, you must stay there. And so it's a 6-by-11 cell, like solitary confinement, but often you're put with another individual. So there's 2 of you in that small environment of 6-by-11 cell. They don't care about diseases or mental health diagnoses. Often they put dominant people with submissive people, and they think that's kind of fun, like putting like chickens together in a cockfight, or animals together that are going to become beaten or abused. The entire system of the Federal Bureau of Prisons, what I witnessed, must be overhauled. That's my opinion, but you'll see listed below links to reputable news agencies who have reported on the terrible, horrific conditions of these facilities. They're not maintained. Repairs are not done. The staff is not trained. The staff is, they're completely understaffed. The staff is overworked. And I always say, the staff that works for the Department of Justice or for the Federal Bureau of Prisons, they either work for pay or purpose. So the purpose is what? There's just no integrity amongst any of them that I witnessed. The pay is not good. So it must be the control they have over other human beings. And we know very well what happens when you have people that have control over others, especially others that can be quickly handcuffed or placed in solitary confinement and abused without being heard. There is no one to report to. Remember, in your own homes, you can pick up your phone and call 911. You can't do that in prison. Now remember, I pled guilty to 1 count of wire fraud. 1 count of wire fraud. 1 count of wire fraud. What is the correctional treatment for that? Should it be that I have my life risked and I have to be traumatized watching people commit suicide, be raped and beaten repeatedly? I don't think so. I don't think that's fair to anybody. The money that is coming into the Federal Bureau of Prisons at the cost of the taxpayers of the United States of America, it must be looked at. The majority of people that are in federal prison will be returned home to their families and communities. We must have oversight. The rapes, the beatings, the corruption, it must come to an end in the United States of America, in United States facilities funded by United States taxpayer dollars. Like, follow, and share below, and I'll share more with what I saw in the Federal Bureau of Prisons with my own eyes.